So today we are going to discuss about the some other calculations of the multi-component distillation that deals with the number of trays and the flux ratio and all these things. Earlier we have discussed about the bubble point and dew point calculation. So so we have discussed that if the feed is a multi-component, for example, in our case there are four components A, B, C, D. The composition is given also, and the temperature and flow rate, and then also the key component distribution, that is a component B is a key component, component C is a key component, component B is a light key and component C is the heavy key. Both are given here. The distribution of these two values are given. The top is basically the saturated vapor and bottom is the saturated liquid. So we can calculate the dew point from the top composition and we can calculate the boil point from the bottom composition. The most important thing here is that we have to assume that the ha heavy components, that is heavier than the heavy key, that is D here, in this case D will be 0 in the top. Similarly A will be 0 in the bottom, because there is no light in the bottom and there is no heavy in the top. Only B and C distribution are there. Sorry. So we can go for the dew point calculation at the top, and we can go for the boil point calculation at the bottom, and we have found that about 68 degrees Celsius the temperature at the top for the given composition, and 130 degrees Celsius is the temperature in the bottom, that is the boil point for the given composition of ABCD. The second thing that we should remember, that the dew point at the top is lesser as compared to the bottom, that is the boil point, because we know that the temperature profile is from it is higher in the bottom and it is lower at the top. Now come to the next step, that is the minimum stages for the total reflux. We know that if we go for the total reflux of the condition, as in the case of the binary system, so we can obtain the minimum number of stages. How we can calculate the minimum stages? There are one equation. That equation is known as the Fensky equation. So with the help of Fensky equation, we can find out the minimum number of stages, that is Nm. So here Nm is the minimum number of stages that we can use. We can find out with using this formula, and this formula is known as the Fensky equation. It's a very simple formula. And in this one, the first, let me tell you what is the meaning of this alpha L average. So alpha L average is nothing but the root is square root of the alpha LD into alpha LW. So L for light key and H for heavy key. The first thing, this L is, it is for light key, H for the heavy key. So in our case, L is the B and H is the C, because A, B, C, D, we have four components. So it is clear now. What is the meaning of XLD? So D for distillate and W for bottom. So XLD is the mole fraction of light key in the distillate, and XHD is the mole fraction of heavy key in the distillate. Similarly, this is a heavy key in the bottom, that is, and heavy key, light key in the bottom, that is a mole fraction. So we can find out the, okay, it is all about the B and C. It is all about the B and C. So we can know that. And the last one, that is XL average, average of the average alpha of the light key. And how we can go it? It is a it can be calculated by the LD, means that is the alpha value of the light key in the distillate and alpha value of the light key in the bottom. Light key means in our case it is a B. So we can use this formula for the calculations, and if you rearrange this formula, we can have a new formula that is known as the distribution of a non-key components. The distribution of non-key components means, because we, for example, in our case we have A, B, C, D. In this, this B and C both are the key components. The remaining, that is A and D, these are the known as the non-key components. Earlier we have assumed that A is 0 in the bottom and D is 0 in the top, but this is not possible. There are very small fraction of A that will be also present in the bottom, and a small fraction of D that is also present in the top. So we have to find out these distribution of A and D in the top and bottom. So for thing we can use this formula, where XID into D and XIW into W both are basically given in the general format. Now what is the meaning of that one? Nm we have calculated with the help of Fensky equation. In the earlier equation, Xi average, I is the ith component. For example, in our case it can be A or it can be a D, and HD is the heavy key in the distillate, multiply the flow rate of D, HW means the heavy key in the bottom, that is the mole fraction multiplied by the flow rate of the bottom. Similarly here also, if we take it, it is as A. So XAD into D. So XAD is the mole fraction of A in the distillate multiplied by the mole fraction flow rate of D. And similarly, this XIW, it will be XAW, means the mole fraction of A in the bottom multiplied by the flow rate of bottom. So that is basically the story for this distribution of non-key component. Assuming 100% recovery of light keys in the top and bottom, that is the earlier our assumptions, but that is not possible. So we have to calculate the how these are distributed. Then let us take the simple example of the earlier case. This we all know about. Top and bottom is calculated, the temperature is calculated, the dew point and boil point temperature is calculated. Now we can go for the distillate flow rates. So these values are given, we have calculated earlier in the material balance, and we can calculate the mole fraction. This is 0. Similarly, bottom is also calculated. Bottom is also calculated. So we can use these top and bottom formula to find out the minimum number of stages, Fensky equation, and also we can find out the distribution of non-key components. Now come to the next step, how to calculate the minimum reflux ratio. That is the second step, and then we can use the shortcut method, and that name is the Underwood shortcut method for calculation of RM value. How we can go for, there are two equations. The first equation is 1 minus q is equal to summation of xi alpha I f upon alpha I minus theta. So what is the meaning of all this? Q, we know that Q is the feed condition. It can be a 0, it can be 1, between 0 to 1, greater than, less than, and so on. So Q is known to us. What about the alpha? Alpha is the relative volatility, but how we can calculate this relative volatility? So alpha can be calculated with the temperature that is taken as the average temperature of top and bottom. So we know that top temperature, that is dew point, bottom temperature, boil point, we can take the average of these two values, and at that average we can find out the Ka, Kb, Kc, Kd, and then we can find out the alpha. So alpha, in this way we can find out the alpha. XIF is basically here summation is there. There are 4 components. So XA, XB, XC, XD, and so on. Here the theta is there. So theta is a constant value that is unknown. We have to assume value. So we have to assume the theta value such that our left is equal to the right. That is the target for this one. So in this equation, our objective is to find out the theta value. If we know the theta value, we can use this theta value to find out the RM value. So 1 plus RM, we have to find out the RM value provided that all these values. So theta is now known, alpha I is known, XIED is the ith component of distillate. So with the help of this equation, we can find out the RM value. Okay. How we can use this RM value? So now come to the next step, that is the number of stages. How we can find out the number of stages? That is also the shortcut method. So in this method known as the Ebrard and Maddox method. So in this method, what we can do, we have basically the graphical method. Then the next step is the after number of stages, we can have a feed location, and for feed location we can use the Kirkbride correlation. So we are taking one by one. This is a Ebrard and Maddox method. This is a graphical method. See here, x-axis nm upon n. So nm is known. Our target is to find out the n. Means our target is to find out the x-axis. Now comes the y-axis, r upon 1 plus r. And these graph are rm upon 1 plus rm. So rm is calculated just now. So rm upon 1 plus rm can be calculated. And there will be a relation between rm and r. It should be given that 1.2 times of the rm is r. So in this way we can say r upon 1 plus r is also known. So if r plus 1 plus r is known, rm upon 1 plus rm is known, then we can find out the value of x. If value of x is given, then we can find out the nm upon n is equal to that value. Then we can find the n value. So in this graph we can find the value of n, that is the number of stages required. And the next step is the feed location. So in the feed location, there are very simple concept. We know that upper portion of feed is known as the enriching section, lower portion of feed is known as the stripping section. So if you sum these two values, this is the total number of stages. So total number of stages is given here. We have simply to find out the NE and NS value. So the ratio of this NE and NS value is given here. this value is given with the help of this formula. It's a very simple formula. X HF, heavy key in the feed, light key in the feed, light key in the bottom, heavy key in the distillate. These are the composition. W and D is the flow rate, and then just square up this value, we can get this ratio. This we need to solve this ratio with the help of these equations. Using these two equations, we can find out the value of NE and NS, that is nothing but the feed location. So this is all about the calculations. We can show you the calculations, and this calculation is also available in the Jinko list. So please go through the Jinko list to find out the calculations. Thank you very much.